All right, everyone, welcome back. Today is Friday, June 30th, 2023, and this is the monthly investing adventure. So we are doing this on June 30th instead of the 1st because the 1st is a Saturday. And next week, the market is going to close early on the 3rd for the July 4th holiday, and then it's closed on the 4th. So we might as well do it right now. So as of the end of the month for June, we're sitting at 1,072, so almost 1,073. This is up $73 from our contribution. We've been doing this for 4 months, so contributing $250 a month. So we've contributed $1,000, and it's gone up $73. When I do the math on the money-weighted return, it's giving us an annual return of 16.25%, which is pretty crazy. The portfolio itself, in terms of the back test, was forecasted to return about 9.4%. A large part of that is driven by this allocation to the NASDAQ 100, the QQQ symbol, where we have 35% of our assets. And through the first half of the year, this has gone up over 39% by itself. So it's done great, and it's contributed heavily to the performance of the portfolio this year. In terms of allocation, you can see that we are roughly 70% in stocks, split equally between the NASDAQ 100, which is a large cap growth ETF, so 35% there. The other 35% is in AVUV, which is small cap value. You can pick different small cap value ETFs or large cap growth ETF. I just happen to pick QQQ because it juices the performance a little bit. And I pick AVUV from Advantis because I like the company and their philosophy behind it. 20% of the portfolio is in GOVT, which is government bonds. It's a mix of different durations, but it's equivalent to an intermediate duration bond fund. So we have 20% there. And then we have 10% allocated to gold. And a lot of people that are new to the investing world will go, well, why gold? It's not really an investment. It's more a speculation. It doesn't provide cash flow, all of that. And all of those are true. But gold over the very, very long term has shown to reduce drawdowns in a portfolio. And it's very useful to help with the rebalancing. So we hold a small portion of it. The advice is to have anywhere between 5 to 15%. I'm splitting that baby and landing at 10%. So that's the allocation for this portfolio. If you've been following along, I've discussed this at length, but I'm just reviewing it briefly so that people are aware. In terms of the buys, we've already added $250 to the portfolio for this month. And let's go ahead and see how much we should be buying. So in terms of the buys, I should be buying $86 of the QQQ, $69 of the small cap, $61 of the government bonds, and then $34 in gold. So that's what we will be doing in just a minute. But before we go there, I want to take a look at this chart, which shows how we're doing against the forecasted value. So slightly above the forecasted line, which is the dashed dotted orange line. You can barely see it, but it's above that line. Over time, we'll see more variation. It's only been 4 months, but that's where it's sitting. So let's jump into the portfolio and make our buys. So here's the portfolio. If you take a look, we have this 250 that's transferring in, but it's available for us to trade. So let's go ahead and make this trade. So first up, it looks like it's in some particular order here. I'm not quite sure what the ordering is, but we'll just make the trades as they come up here. So AVUV, my note says to buy $69 of this. So I'll click on buy, and I'm going to say buy dollars, 69. We'll go ahead and do a market order, preview it, and place it. All right, that is done. Let's move to the next one, which is the NASDAQ 100 QQQ. I'll put in QQQ. We're supposed to buy in dollars at market price, $86 of that. By the way, if you're watching along here, I'm using Fidelity. And if you were to buy fractional shares in Fidelity, this is exactly how you would do it. You buy a set dollar amount rather than a specific share amount. So we're going to buy $86 in NASDAQ 100, preview the order, and place it. All right, 2 more to go. Next up is government bonds. So enter new order. And you can see that our cash available to trade is just dropping ever slightly as we make our buys here. So next up is government bonds. Again, we'll buy dollar amounts, market, and it's $61 in government bonds. Preview the order and place it. All right, last but not least, we're going to buy gold, which is represented by GLDM. This is the gold mini shares. So we'll buy dollars, market, and I don't quite have enough for 35, so I'm just going to put in 34, which is what it's called for in the balancing. We'll have a couple of cents left over in the money market fund, but that's fine. You get this warning because gold is a commodity, and I'm going to say fine, I've already agreed to it. All right, everything is done. Let's go ahead and refresh our portfolio and take a look and see how the amounts are getting adjusted. So this 506, 102, whatever should go up accordingly once we refresh. All right, it's done refreshing and the amounts have gone up accordingly. You can see that Fidelity highlights it in yellow for any security that has activity today. But that's pretty much it for the buys for this month. We're now sitting at $1,324.31 as of the end of June, beginning of July. According to our forecast, if I scroll back up here, by the end of July, I'm expected to be at $1,331. And that's before the contribution. So $1,331 and we're at $1,324. We're almost there. So you can see how this is doing gangbuster this year. So thanks again for following along with the monthly investing adventure. If you're just following along here, we are now doing the 5th month buy. So still pretty early in the adventure. I'm doing $250 a month. You can do more, you can do less. It scales down appropriately. So as much money as you have and you feel comfortable investing, if you really want to start, this is a pretty good all-around allocation, and you can just follow me as I do my monthly buys, and I'll see you next month. Happy Friday and happy 4th of July. Later.